Good afternoon. You're tuned into the Let's Go There with Sassy C and Tia. Thank you guys so much for being patient with us. We had just a few technical difficulties here in the beginning of our time, but hopefully we are good and ready to go. Today's show is all about getting your body right. We're going to look at food and fitness. You know, we're going to think about the summertime is coming and everyone wants to, throw off those sweaters and jackets and show a little skin. So everybody wants to definitely be ready to do that. So we have some great guests in the house today that's going to help us understand what to eat and how to get your body in the best healthy position that it can be in. So we have Mike Ford with Mike Ford Fitness. He's in the house. And we also have Miss Tiffany Jones of T&T Fitness. And we have Joyce Brandon, which is a wellness coach. We have her in the house. Hello, everybody, and thank you guys so much for being here. So I'm going to start with you, Mike. Just go share a little bit about who you are, what you do, and we'll go around the table and hear from all our guests.
All right, I'm Mike Ford with Mike Ford's Personal Training. I've had my gym now on Keystone for probably about 5 years, right there on the corner of 44th and Keystone at the light. I do personal training for all ages, really nothing that I don't really do. So I do a lot of that.
Yes,
I was
he's
your
Sassy
trainer.
C's trainer. She's on hiatus.
And I also, I'm definitely that part. And I definitely do help a lot of other people as well, from phone calls, you name it. So I've been around for a long time. I kind of feel like a personal trainer OG. So, the reason why I say that is because it was before social media, before Facebook, before the videos,
right.
Back when we all started at LA Fitness, like 08, 09, So to me, I do feel like that, especially when I run across younger trainers in different places. They be like, dang, Mike, you the Mike. And so that's how I feel. Is my introduction of who I really am.
Okay, good. Thanks. We'll come back and hear more from you, Mike. Thanks. And Miss Tiffany.
Hi, I am Tiffany Jones. My training is called T&T Fitness. I also am a certified fitness trainer. I actually do strength and conditioning training for school-age children as well, ages 13 to 17. So that does apply to adults as well, because we do have individuals that come in and want to train to be competitors.
Okay.
So that is a sport.
Yes.
So that's definitely something that I do as well. Also, I'm a certified nutritionist. So I do work with individuals on nutrition as well as fitness, because they do go hand in hand.
Yes,
absolutely.
They do. Well, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit later because I have another event where I'm looking for a nutritionist, a certified nutritionist. So we'll talk.
All right, thank you.
Great. And Miss Joyce.
Hello. My name is Joyce Brandon, and my business is Healthy Choices with Joyce. I am a certified Zumba instructor, which I have been doing that for 9 years. I also do meal prep, healthy cooking classes, and other things that fitness challenges and that sort of thing, just to help people get healthy, teach them how to eat things that are that their whole family can enjoy and still get healthy.
Yeah. And Joyce is my personal wellness coach. And I'm just going to throw it out here. The best food ever with Healthy Choices by Joyce. Just really good food, good variety. So, but I'll let you talk a little bit more about that as we continue our time. But again, thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited. We have a ton of questions. And guys, also, if you're listening, be sure to log into www.letsgothereradioshow.com. And if you have questions or comments for our guest, make sure you log in. We're going to be monitoring the chat room the entire broadcast. So please just chat your questions. We'd love to hear them. All right. Go ahead,
So
Sassy.
we're going to jump in with the first question we have for the panel. I'm not going to go in the order they are because y'all probably expecting it to be in that order.
Look, now, whatever you want. I've been doing this for
Okay.
years.
Right. It's like,
what
hit me,
is-
right?
It's no new.
Okay. So what is one of the biggest mistakes people make with their diet, and I'm going to throw / training in there. So what's one of the biggest mistakes that people make with their diet/training? Who want to
Go ahead. I'm gonna let Tiffany go.
Okay,
Go ahead, Tiffany.
The number one mistake is calling it a diet.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you guys, but growing up, diets were temporary.
Right.
Diets were bland. Diets were boring. Diets were painful.
They are.
So that would be the biggest mistake, because it definitely is a lifestyle.
Right.
So when you look at it as a diet, I think temporary. And a lot of times people do come into it with that temporary mindset, thinking once they lose the weight that they don't have to do it anymore. They don't understand that it has to continue beyond that it is definitely a lifestyle change. As far as the training is concerned, I think one of the biggest mistakes is inconsistency, patience, the discipline. We have everyday challenges. So trying to fit that in to a lifestyle or bringing training into a lifestyle that you're trying to work it out, whether it's you're single parents, you have long work hours, you're just tired. So oftentimes you can't, they don't know how to balance both. So I think a lot of it is just the discipline form of it. Get up at 5 o'clock.
I think the intensity too. A lot of times, are you adjusting the intensity of your workouts with the sizes of your meals as well? Because they have to go together. But again, there's nothing like what she said without the lifestyle change. So everything she's dead on. When you doing consistency with it, not looking at it as, I just need to do this for 6 months or 3 months or 90 days. Because, see, that's what a person mentally program themselves when they say the diet portion. Yeah. They're only looking at a time frame. Yes. They're not looking at it as this is my new life. Right. So now it's no more strain. It's no more struggle, because this is how I want to eat clean all the time. Actually, I'm using more of my flavors with my vegetables, red peppers, yellow peppers, green peppers, and letting that saute in your meat. So that way you can taste a lot of flavor and it's not bland. Yeah. Not nasty. You actually looking at it like, this actually tastes good. Vinaigrettes, you got different flavors. So it's just a lot of different things you can mix in. And like what we were saying earlier before the show, you got different levels of what you consider clean. Vegan, no meat, however you want to, how strict you want to do it. And then, like I said, you got a lot of trainers that was whatever you would call a godfather of trainers, meaning like the guys who actually came up with Mr. Olympia shows. Those guys, they had 2 meals in their diet. Well, like when you were saying with Dr. Sabi or any other people, they may only have 1 meal that they consider. So it just depends on what is your metabolism, what's best for you, what are you actually working towards, because your goal may not be my goal. Yeah. So it's a lot of different restrictions, and I don't really feel like it's no one set way of accomplishing nothing, because a lot of these can work for so many people. So then I could sit there and say, well, dang, how did it work? And then I'd be like, well, it worked for her. And so I can't be a person and say, well, that's not the right way. So let's just say, what is your goal? And then if it's actually making your body fat percentage being excellent, I feel it's correct.
Okay. Good.
That would be my best way.
And avoid coming in with I just need to lose these 20 pounds.
Right.
I was getting ready.
Stop it. That is like
target market.
And I'm like, every time I come across that all the time. I just need 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Well, it's funny because
stomach.
I just need that's all I need. Okay, so when you lose the 20 pounds, then what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and that's what we had the pre-conversation before the show. We were talking to Mike about. He said that he don't weigh himself. And so I think when you think about the biggest mistake, I think the problem is that we focus too much on losing a quote-unquote certain amount of weight. Remember, we were talking about that, and it's not about losing the weight per se, because once you hit that weight goal, you stop.
Right. Well, you look at it like this. Usually, and I hate to say this because it's very obvious, but people that's usually overweight are the ones who's worried about weight. So the people who actually are in shape, they're looking at a body fat percentage, not a number. So that's why I keep trying to tell people, quit worrying about, I need to be a straight 200, or I need to be 180, or no, you need to be with healthy body fat percentage. That's what you need. You need to be right over there on that part. Exactly. Because best believe you in shape to go anywhere you want to go. Whatever trip, high school reunion.
Ain't that it?
Yeah.
I'm going to the DR in November. Can I get down to this way?
or to your next doctor visit.
Right.
So
right.
that is the biggest one for me. And then, I mean, even when I got young kids, like I got 2 now that I just passed their test to get into the Army. So it just depends on whatever it may be. Somebody else may need to pass a test to get a UPS job, and they got to lift 50 pounds, these boxes. So whatever that goal may be, just be in good body fat percentage. And I think it pretty much is going to go along whatever line you need to be in.
So, Joyce, what would you say from just a food perspective? What is the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to trying to change their food selections and their lifestyle from that aspect?
I think, first of all, people think that eating healthy is going to be bland, boring, that there's something that they can't do. No, I don't want to do that. But the other thing is just the attitude of just going cold turkey. I'm just not going to eat anything. I'm just going to, drink these smoothies or do this or that. But they really need to focus on something that they can truly stick with. Just consistency, like the rest of the cast has said, consistency is the best key for the results.
Yes, it really is. Yeah.
It's the only way you're going to see it.
Yeah.
So
I can be fair. I'm sorry.
No, you can.
I can be fair and say I also have clients that just want to get off high blood pressure medication. That just no longer want to be borderline diabetic. So they're not actually focusing on, I don't care. I just no longer want to take medicine.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm going to be fair to them as well, because not everybody comes in with that type of, that mentality. So.
But whatever their need is,
Right.
it's a need.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
And that's
It's
the reason
important.
why we're here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good.
All right, so question number 2. What do you think about intermittent fasting? Is it good? Does it really work long term? What are your thoughts behind? Because that's like the new fad right now is to do intermittent fasting. I do it.
I do as well.
And I have seen some benefits from it, especially when you have digestive issues. I think it helps
Yes,
reset
that's the number one.
your whole digestive system. So from a personal trainer standpoint, food expert, what are your guys' thoughts about intermittent fasting?
I really enjoy it. I do it too. And just the fact that they mentioned the digestion, that's the main thing. Mine is usually from 11 to 7. I start my first meal at 11 o'clock and then eat again around 3 o'clock and again around 7. And it just gives your body 16 hours to digest, to process, to burn fat. And I love it. And I get a lot of energy behind it. And I do believe it can be long-term. They've got research that shows that people have done this for years, since the 40s.
Yeah, and they say the benefits are like helping with cancer,
diabetes,
all types of diseases. And so if anybody's read Elijah Muhammad's Eat to Live book, he talks about intermittent fasting in the book. He just says that we, as Black people, should only be eating 1 meal a day or every other day. And so he talks about how that gives your body that time to reset and to heal from all of what you're putting in your body. Because I've always thought like 3 meals a day, that's a lot of food for your body to process. And you really don't give yourself enough time for it to digest and properly get through. It's like your system is constantly working. I've never been a breakfast person. So I was doing it before I even knew what I was doing because I never ate breakfast.
Okay.
So I've tried them all. There's there's 3 different ones. You have the 16-8, you have the 5-2, you have the eat, stop, eat. I mean, it's
What's eat, stop, eat?
every other. You have every other day. So there's 24 hours of no eating, then you eat for 24, and then you're off again for 24.
Okay.
So that's the eat, stop, eat.
Is that all part of the intermittent fasting?
That's
okay.
Yes. And then the 5-2, you'll eat the 5 days a week, and then for 2 days you just eating low calories. So it can be anywhere from 250 to 600 on those 2 days. So that's the 5-2, and the 16-8 is the one she mentioned. So those are the differences, and I've tried them all. I've tried all the meal plans.
Meal plans. So, Joyce, you do the 11 to
7.
11 to 7. Okay.
So, Tiffany, what are your thoughts about intermittent fasting? Do you think it's beneficial?
It is. The only thing that I would have would be individuals who have to take daily medication. Because
And that's going to make them lightheaded, dizzy.
Yeah.
Too.
So you have to be mindful of that.
that.
And sometimes, depending on the individual, the weight loss can happen very rapidly. So oftentimes they may suffer from headaches if their body isn't used to it. So you do have to be careful. I have had some clients that have done it, and I've just recommended the 5-2, where they're at least eating the 5 days, and then the 2 days it's not so bad, where they just eating low calorie before they actually can do the 16-8. So,
Mike, your
I
thoughts?
just